Hi everyone, welcome to Hardware Learning Tech. In today's video, I'm going to explain you about the string method. These string methods are very essential for the people who are learning the Python because we are using these string methods in different ways in the real time. So let's look at the code. So now I previously defined some variables with some random string. So now I'm applying the each string method on different things. So just focus on the video, you can understand easily. First of all, I am applying the capitalize. So first of all, I am applying the capitalize one. So for this, I am using name dot capitalize. So capitalize. For the sake of the understandability, I am using the old one also. Old, I am printing the old string also. So you can easily understand what it happens. So if you seen here, the original string is having the small h. Whenever I am applying the capitalize function, so it is converted into the first character into the uppercase. So this is the functionality done by the capitalize. So the next one is upper. So I am printing the same one, name comma name dot upper. So this method is, maybe you understanding this method. So if you seen here, the original string is in lowercase letter, the changed string is in uppercase letter. So if you, whenever you apply the upper method, so it is going to convert the original string into the all the original string into uppercase. So next one is lower. So now I am changing the variable. I am using the first. So first comma first dot lower of. So now you can understand the things. So the original string is in uppercase, the converted string is in lowercase. Whenever we use the lower method, so it is going to convert into the lowercase. So the next one is title. So I am using the title. So I am using print of. So now I am using the, so I am defining another string. So 6 equal to welcome to Asa. So now I am applying on this on the sixth one. So 6 comma 6 dot tle. So whenever I am changing this one to this one, so you can see the understand. So the every, after the every space, if you see in here, the first character of the string is changed to uppercase. Suppose here I got the small w, but here I am getting capital W. Here I am getting, here it is a small t, here I am getting capital T. Here it is small h, here I am getting capital H. So title converts the, after the space, everything into the first character of the string into uppercase. So now I am applying swap case. So now I am applying swap casing on the second variable. So swap case print of swap case comma, sorry, now I am using the second variable, second comma second dot swap case. So if you seen here, the case, the strings, the characters are converted into the swap. So if I have this small h, I am getting the capital H. If I have this small capital I am getting the small I. So the characters of the strings are swapped into the other case. So that is the use of the swap case. So next I am using the count. So print of, I have to use count. So I am applying the, so I am applying the count on the name. name comma name dot count of, I have to give what I have to count. Suppose I want to count the L character, I am giving the L. So if you see in here, I am getting 2 because hello consists of 2 L. So that's why I am getting the 2. Suppose if I am giving any other one, N, so it gives the reply 0. So it gives the output as 0. So that's why I need to use 1. So this another one is ends with. So whenever I am taking a particular string, so I need to check whether it is ending with something or starting with something. So this is the where we can use this. Suppose if whenever I am checking the email in a string, so I am going to check whether it is ends with .com or not, whether it is ends with gmail.com or not. So in the real time I am going to use like this also. So now I am checking with either Python is ends with n or not. So for the sake of that I am using first comma first dot ends with n. So it is going to give the reply as either true or false because Python is ends with capital N. So that's why it is giving true. So suppose if I am using small n, so it giving false because the Python is ends with capital N here, but I am giving here is small n. So that's why it is going to giving a false. So now in the same way I have to use with starts with. So that's why I am copying paste this print statement. So it is ends with and it is starts with. So either I have to use starts with either capital P or not. So I am getting true because it is starts with capital P. Suppose if I am giving a small p, it is going to give false. So it is giving false. So next one is index. So I need to specify index. So that's it. If I want to get a suppose if I want to get a particular index number of the particular character, so that's why I'm going to use the index. Suppose if I want to get the index of the n, so I'm using here. If I want to get the index of the n, so if you see in here, I'm getting 5 because the index value of the n is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the index value of the n is 5. But whatever the complication with index is, so whenever we given which is not present in the string, it is going to raise an value error. So it is going to raise value error as substring not found. So that's why we need to minimize the users of the index. So instead of that, it is better to use find. So find is also one of the method of string. So whenever we use the find, so find also gives the same value like what is the index value of the particular one. Suppose if I want to, if I give the character, suppose if I given the character which is not present in the string, it is going to simply give -1. So which is not present in the string, if I give something character, so it is simply replace -1. That means the particular character which is given to the find, so that is not in the string. So instead of the index, the find is more flexible to use with the string. So the next one is I'm using the all-num method. So I'm applying this on the third one because I have to check whether it is alphanumeric character, alphanumeric. I have to check whether it is alphanumeric string or not. So that's why I'm using third comma third dot is all-num. So it is given as true because it is a alphanumeric string. So that's why it is given the true. So next I am using the is alpha. So is alpha, I am applying this on the name. So because whether I have to choose whether it is alphabetical or not. So I am simply copy paste this instead of writing multiple times. So first, either I have to use name also. So name comma name dot is alpha. So if I check this, so it gives true. So it gives true for the is alpha. So because it all consists of alphabetical values, so alphabetic characters. So that's why it is giving the true for the is alpha. So now I'm using the, so it is alnum. So it is alpha. So now I'm using the is decimal. Now I'm using is decimal. So in this I'm using a decimal value is called fifth. So my decimal values are assigned to the variable fifth. So that's why I'm using fifth comma fifth dot is decimal. So now if I run this, it is given true because these are the decimal values. So next I'm using the is digit. So next I'm checking whether a particular one is digit or not. So this is also I'm applying on this. So whether I'm checking whether it is digit or not. So the next one is I'm applied is digit. So if I run this, it is also gives true. So is digit. So next one is I'm applying is numeric. So next one I'm using the is numeric. So this is also I'm applying on fifth variable is numeric. So if I run this, it is also gives true. Maybe you got some confusion. Why all these three functions doing the same thing? So because whether I am giving the is decimal, it is also gives the same true value. If I am using is digit, it also gives some true value. If I am using the is numeric, it is also gives the same value. Is all of these same? These all are not same, but according to here, this gives to based on the base 10. So there is a big difference in between these three. So I'm going to make another video for the differences between these three. So for now, just keep on keep on memorize these methods. So next I'm using the strip. So for the sake of the strip, I'm taking some value here. So new, I'm taking new. So I mentioned some random values here and mentioned some random values here. So if I taken this, I'm using the strip method. So whenever I'm using the strip, I need to give this symbol I have to truncate from the string. Suppose I want to truncate from the string is dollar. Well, dollar. So if I use this, if you seen here, my original string consists of dollar symbols, but my new string doesn't consist of any dollar symbol. So we have another one also. We have L strip and R strip. So I'm using new one here. So if I'm having the things called uh, like hash hello dollar. So I'm using this one for the to demonstrate L strip and R strip. So whenever I'm using L strip, so I need to print off new one comma new one dot. I need to mention what one I have to truncate from the what symbol I have to truncate from the string on left side. Suppose I mentioned here hash. If you see the output, if you seen here, I got the hash truncated from the string. So I have to use another one R strip. So this is the first R strip. R strip. So I'm using new one dot R strip of. So what I have to truncate from the R strip, I'm going to truncate dollar symbol. I want to eliminate the dollar symbol from the string. So whenever I run this, so if you see here, so strings are immutable. That's why I'm not getting the string replaced by the elimination of the hash. If you see here, I got the arst. So these are the use of the L strip and R strip. So later I am going to use the split function. I am going to apply split function on the fourth variable. So print of fourth comma fourth dot split of. So I am mentioning here the space. So if you see the output, my hi hello string is splitted and the two strings are in the list. So if you whenever you split something based on the particular symbol or particular character, so it is going to be give the output in the form of the list. So these two things are separated in these two things are separated into two strings. Okay. So now this is the use of the split function. So now I am using join. Now I am using join. For the sake of join, I am taking a list actually here. So I am using H E L comma L comma O. So now I want to apply this join on this particular variable A. So print of A comma. Now I need to apply dot join of A. So maybe this syntax is little bit confusing you. So no problem. Let's see the output and after we can see the explanation. So if you see here, initially my all these characters are in the list. So whenever I apply the join here, so these join converts all the characters into a string. Suppose when I apply the dollar here, suppose if I given dollar here, so if you see the output, after the every string, after the every character, I got the dollar. So after the every character, I got the dollar here. So in this way, I'm going to use the join. Basically, we use the join on strings rather than basically we use the join on the strings. And whenever we want to use some strings into concatenate from the list or tuples, so we are going to use. So whenever we want to join some strings from the list or some iterators, so we are going to use the join. So the next one is so is upper. So is upper. So in this one, I need to check whether it is a upper or not. So I'm going to use the first one, print of first comma first dot is upper. So whether I'm checking whether it is a uppercase or not, whether the string is in the form of uppercase or not. So if you see in here, so I got the output true because the string is in the form of uppercase. So now I'm using the is lower. So now I'm using is lower. So I am applying this on the name comma name dot is lower. So whenever I see this, I get the true because the complete string is in lowercase, so that's why I'm getting true. Suppose if this one is in the not in the lowercase, I'm getting the false. Okay. The next one is title. So I'm going to apply this is title on the fourth one. I'm going to apply this is title on the fourth one. Print of fourth comma fourth dot is title. So whenever I use this, I get the output as true. So I'm going to use another one to demonstrate the is title more. I'm going to use another one also to demonstrate the is title in a more convenient way. So I'm using the second. So print of second comma second of is title. So now I'm getting false. So if you've seen here, my first character is not in the uppercase. So even though after the space I'm getting the uppercase first character, so but the first character in the string is not in the uppercase. So that's why I'm getting the false here. So this is the one for the is title. So these are the things I'm going to use much more. So these strings are we can use mostly in the everywhere. So these some more inbuilt methods over there. So I'm going to demonstrate those inbuilt methods only in a clearer way. Thanks for visiting the Hasa Learning Tech channel. If you really like the video, share with your friends. And if you have any doubts about this, please comment in the comment section. So I'm trying to share my knowledge to you. If you have any doubts regarding the strings or anything in the Python, so just comment in the comment section. We are going to start the some other videos on some things in a deeper explanation also. So thank you for visiting Hostel Learning Tech channel. Like, share, and subscribe, and share with your friends. Thank you.